Thank you. Our adage says, nwata na-ebe akwa arụ aka somewhere. If the mother is not there, the father is there. When a child is crying, pointing finger at one particular place, if the father is not there, the mother is there. Go there and check. Then you will see the result. And anything you will see in that place will never be a surprise. The baby knows what is hidden there. Many of us have not really understand how Biafra has been restored. Nigeria is panicking, and we are here to unveil with every happiness inside us. We unveil some of the things that will be unveiled to United Nations on the 2nd of December, where world dignitaries will come and witness how Biafra got their own freedom. Whenever PM is talking, he will point finger at one particular place. And the international community knows how to run the game. They know how to run the game. So, and our leader, Mazen Nandekano, told us, he says that if you want to hide any secret to a black man, put it in the book. Because black man cannot go inside the book. Can you imagine that Nigeria government is crying today? They are crying today. Yeah, early cry. They are crying and they calling Trump. They say Trump should not listen to our prime minister. So they are crying that Trump should not listen to our prime minister. Now, the game is being playing right in front of every other person. Right in front of every other person. Then, there is something our people used to call Abaraka Azana. Abaraka Azana. Onye jiji anakonye. Ọkwa ọnụ ga-ekwu. Ọkwa ọnụ ga-ekwu. Ọ bụ onye agwara okwe. We are using parable to preach our gospel today. Abaraka Azana. The simple meaning of Abaraka Azana. Onye jiji anakonye. Ọkwa ọnụ ga-ekwu. Ọ bụ onye agwara okwe. Do you understand? As we are going forward, you know, we have a Biafran traditional religion where you will see our build. That is parable. You know, where you can understand what it means. Abaraka Azana. Onye jiji anakonye. Ọkwa ọnụ ga-ekwu. Na ọ bụ onye agwara okwe. Okwe na ata. When the OS is making noise, we are busy building Biafra. And this map you see inside this place, all the people you find inside this place came publicly. They called themselves, they consulted one or another, and they joined together. They bring up their own map. And they ask the Biafran government to endorse them and accept them to become Biafra. So, when you are hearing this kind of news that international communities is coming, they said Biafran march towards independent gains momentum because of Abaraka Azana, onye jiji anako. Abaraka Azana, onye jiji anakonye. Ọkwa ọnụ ga-ekwu. Now, what are they going to discuss when this game starts? PM, someone who is on top, who is above the movement, says Biafra will assent to all United Nations human rights treaties. Biafra will write to all human rights treaties. Everybody that have signature inside human rights treaties, Biafra will communicate with them. When Biafra communicate with them, then that is how everybody will understand the meaning of Agbaraka Azana. Ndị ga-ekwu the okwu is these people. Because many people doesn't know the importance of document and the importance of diploma. Now, this is Nigerian news. Then PM officially, the maximum respect, officially, he went to the president of Finland and submitted documents to the Finland government telling them, in your country, I will stay to declare our nation. In your country, I will stay to declare our nation. Let everybody understand what we are doing. We will separate ourselves out of Nigeria. We don't want to be Nigeria again. And this is our portion. Agbaraka Azana, onye jiji anakonye, ọkwa ọnụ ga-ekwu, ọ bụ onye agwara, okwe. And as this thing is going on, they already know the kind of speed our prime minister is running. Immediately Trump won the election. These people, Nigeria juggernauts, you see Oshibanjo inside this place, you see the president of Kenya inside this place, the people that kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they rush to Trump and they telling Trump, don't allow Biafra to go because the president of Kenya contributed to the rendition of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Don't justify us, don't castigate us. That is what you see inside this place. And inside this place, they said that the Trump new emerge as a president will bring mighty change to Africa. And again, we go on and begin now to unveil what is written. Maka Agbaraka Azana, onye jiji anakonye. You don't drag for land with empty hand. You don't go on dragging land with empty mouth. Now, the people that we discuss, the people that we fight, that we defend Biafra, say now, the next administration must keep eye on Nigeria because Biafra self-referendum, Biafran march has gained mighty momentum inside the whole world because we have liaison offices all over the world. Now we have liaison offices all over the world. We have everything it takes to make sure that we give our people freedom, which we promise them. Then you come to manpower. When you come to manpower, to let people know that you are in charge, then the Biafran government, both home and abroad, has come up and made a vote. They say, in as much as there is no judiciary in Nigeria and in Biafran land, we need judiciary. All courts must lock down. Today, the Federal High Court, Oka, closed over Simon Ekpa threat against protesters. Now, this is the 4 point. The 4 points to restore Biafra. Maka Agbaraka Azana, onye jiji anakonye. As we are unveiling our program, you can see that these are Nigerian news. Nigerian news is carrying whatever we are doing because when you understand the activity of these people, when you understand the activity of these people, when you understand the what happened inside this place when Anthony Blinken came to Nigeria and they removed Nigeria out of a terrorist list and they paint Nigeria what they don't supposed to be. That is when you will understand the movement. This movement here now. This movement here now is from 555 vision. We will analyze this thing in order for you to understand why they make this fast move. Because these are the club of people that colluded to rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see the Kenya president there. You see Yemi Osibanjo. Yemi Osibanjo was the vice of Buhari when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and they renditioned. And this man you see here now, it was our prime minister that destroyed this man. And they released all the secrets to the America. And you know, when America joined, others follow. So, lovely Biafrans, as you are coming, we just want to open up small can. We want to open up small can. How Biafra has been restored. We are going to Finland to sign document, people that restored Biafra and how Biafra is being restored without shooting any gun, without shooting any bullet with anybody. So, please, this is what we have had before, but try to put something inside you the more. Then we go there. We will go there.
Nigeria is an African giant. Its population of 220 million people is more than that of the two largest African countries, Ethiopia and Egypt, combined. Although Nigeria is no longer among the world's top 10 oil producers, it is still a major OPEC member whose production impacts the global economy. Nigeria is also on the front line of several security seams. To its north, it faces a persistent Boko Haram terrorist insurgency, while pirates ply its southern waters. Corruption saps its potential and contributes to disillusionment and instability. In order to distract from their failings, successive Nigerian presidents have exploited Nigeria's ethnic and sectarian divisions. The problem grew especially bad under President Muhammadu Buhari, president of the country. Between 2015 and 2023, Buhari was no stranger to ethnic and religious discord. As a young military officer in the late 1960s, Buhari was at the vanguard of the forces that perpetrated genocide against the largely Igbo population in the self-declared Republic of Biafra after a half-century. His disdain for the country's Christian and animist Igbo did not diminish. He facilitated the transit of Fulani militiamen to raid and murder the region's Christians, and designated the peaceful representatives of the Biafrans to be terrorists. Alas, he found a friend in Secretary of State Antony Blinken and the Biden administration who argued that the anti-Igbo, anti-Christian violence was the result of migration caused by global warming. This was patently false, however. Climate change does not charter buses to transport death squads. Nevertheless, even as Islamists kidnapped Christian girls, slaughtered Christian men and boys, and burned churches, Blinken removed Nigeria from the Religious Freedom Watch list. Biafrans, however, are not going to subordinate their faith to support State Department pandering, nor are the Igbo willing to pretend that they feel safe and secure in Nigeria. Between February and May 2024, the Biafra Republic government in exile held a referendum to allow Biafrans and their diaspora to declare if they wish to remain part of Nigeria or become an independent country. 30 million voted, a greater number than those who cast ballots in Nigeria's most recent presidential elections. Those who cast physical ballots on the Biafra referendum registered in advance and showed voting cards, while those who cast their vote electronically used Google Forms to ensure they only voted once. The results are consistent with public opinion surveying. Biafran leaders suggest they could declare independence as soon as this autumn. Biafrans, it seems, want self-determination. Even if they do not declare independence, however, the Nigerian government's unwillingness to address ethnic persecution and anti-Christian discrimination cannot continue. Blinken believed he could sweep persecution under the carpet in the name of diplomacy. He believed that if the State Department refrained from criticizing the Nigerian leadership's bigotry, Washington and Abuja might enjoy smooth relations. It is impossible to paper over such persecution, however. By refusing to demand that Nigeria treat all its citizens equally and respect their cultural and religious freedom, Blinken and the State Department demonstrated that Biafrans could not work within the system. Succession is never an easy solution. It often sparks great violence if not civil war. Absent American attention, that could quickly become Nigeria's future. A more astute U.S. policy, whether under President Harris or Trump, would acknowledge the reality of decades of Nigerian persecution toward Biafrans, recognize that trust no longer exists, and work toward greater autonomy if not an internationally supervised referendum to confirm the Biafra Republic government in exile poll results.
Now, lovely Biafrans, what is here now? What is here now is the international news we just listened to has given opportunity to international communities. They said it is either the United Nations come together and they grant referendum to the Biafrans, or to cut it short, it is just better for them to accept the referendum we have voted, which has recorded over 50 million voters and counting, which will be revealed. Everything will come out publicly in Finland on the 28th. On the 28th of this month, November, will be the last day. And before we proceed, if you are from Aludo, or if you love what people is doing, please, Aludo people will have fundraising today. There will be fundraising today by Aludo people. The last time, Aludo people have raised more than 4 million naira to support this referendum, to support the declaration of Biafra. There are 40 United States of Biafra. Aludo is leading. Aludo donated more than 4 million naira. And today, Aludo people is going to do another fundraising. If you are from any other ethnic state from Nigeria, from Biafran land, try to come and support Aludo, and try to consult your own people also to be having donation, so that your liberation will be more fast. So this is urgent message, because people is very, very happy for the freedom of Biafra that is coming. And when you talk about freedom of Biafra, you see all these people, all of them are inside Biafra, undisputed. Everybody is here. You will see Aludo. Aludo is very, very close to Ebube. Okigwe is very close to Ebube. Ikemba is very close to Ebube. Egbe is very close to Ebube. So everybody that is here, try to make sure you are donating and fighting, defending for what you believe in. Now, we will continue. There is a message they ask our PM, because nwata na-ebe akwa arụ aka ofu ebe, nne ya nọrọ there, nna ya nọ there. When a baby is crying, pointing finger at one place, if the mother is not there, the father is there. When you go there, you will see. Here we continue with this message, the kind of presentation, because it is good that when they ask you, how do you prepare to get freedom? You will hear how PM defended it and all he has been saying starting from day one. So we will take it exactly from.
And shortly, you are planning to announce something in Finland. Can you tell us what the announcement would be and what you plan to achieve by it?
All right. Thank you very much. And if we all can be muted, so because there are some kind of interruption that is not actually technical, so if everybody can be muted so that the noise will be reduced. Yeah, thank you for that question, and thank you, Elias, for bringing up this issue of Biafra Convention that is coming up in Finland, and we've had extensive discussion on that, and President Badarai as well. What we intend to do, first of all, let me make a comment on what we have in common before addressing that question. We have in common two government that has failed, failed state. There is no other way to describe this situation other than failed state. Two, we have government that are nomadic, that are practicing nomadic system. What I mean nomadic system is another word for tyranny. It's a nomadic system of government, not democratic. So there is a solution here that we are bringing to the table to bring more advanced democratic system to this both wonderful and beautiful nation, Biafra and Eritrea. That's the what we are bringing to the table. So when the state has failed, we shouldn't allow it to continue. Otherwise, the anarchy will become the norms.
Biafrans, Asabis, ndewo, Eze Soma, ndewo, Chidi Njoko, ndewo, Uko Pius, ụmụnne m, ndewo. I greet you, Gabriel, Isaac, Onyema Chukwu, Okeke, ndewo, everybody, Charles, Richard, ndewo. We are here because the ones we are bringing out are the ones that is being made. Yesterday, when PM was in the Twitter, they asked him something concerning the lobby. He said, everybody should leave the lobby for now. Don't ask me about the lobby, because what the lobby is doing, lobby says they are destroying Nigeria beyond measure. That is what the lobby says. I don't know. Before this thing will roll, I will bring it. Lobby people says there is a place where the lobby chairman says that because the Fulani are using juju and the voodoo to be attacking everybody, including Anyanwa Buzi Odeshi. Now, they told the lobby that Fulani may use juju against him. I don't know if I can get that message. Now, the lobby person, he went back to Greece because he originated from Greece. Then he went to Greece and he picked up the bead of his ancestors made with the olive seed. And they said, there is no juju that can cross that olive seed, that bead. So getting over prepared for what is to come, for people to know how far we have gone. And what do you see? That Eritrea and the Biafran are the people who is passing towards this kind of persecution inside Africa. And Eritrea has already paired ally with the Biafran government. You understand now? Then the people who is leading Eritrea are the same lobbies we are using. Now, Eritrea will be in Finland that day. Ambazonia will be in Finland that day. And the other countries that already signed ally with Biafran government. Now, The declaration will be made, and all you are hearing inside this place, none is new to the nation today. That was why PM says that human rights international, human rights, let me bring it, that he has already called that Biafra will assent to all human rights. All the people that have treaty with the human rights, meaning you know that Nigeria already gone against human rights organization when the human rights international human rights organization told the Nigerian government to let Mazen Nnamdi Kanu go. They refused to let him go. That means they have gone against the treaty they signed against with the international human rights organization. Today, everything is playing. How Nigeria is being destroyed is playing right in front of every one of us. And as we are going to PM now, we want to hear this one. We have 15 minutes to live here, so we will be bringing these messages like this, so we can cover up, because what we have on our table is too much. This is part of the grievances. We continue.
Igbos in Nigeria, 73% said sometimes or always they were treated unfairly by the government. This is last year. This is the highest rate of any ethnic group surveyed in Africa. In their view, they are sometimes or always treated unfairly by the government.
So it's issue of injustice?
It is a deep grievance, and it's a disconnect from the Nigeria project, as was mentioned earlier. And I mentioned that number just to underscore the underlying grievance that has to be addressed. So amnesty is potentially part of a package, but the disconnect has to be addressed, and the Southeast is a core pillar of the Nigeria project. It comes back to the discussion of its importance. So all of these issues that are being discussed are inherently political. They're being seen through a political lens. For example, infrastructure, development. The grievance is you have a very productive region that is exporting not just to Nigeria, but internationally. You have, I think, Imo and Anambra are number 4 and number 6 for GDP in Nigeria. And that was in 2021, which was a very violent year. So even amidst the violence, three of the 5 states in Southeast are in the top 12 for GDP per capita. Yet there's no seaport. The bridges are not good. The roads are not good. So it is a development and infrastructure issue, but it's seen through a political lens as a political grievance. The same with security, which is you have significant deployment of security forces, yet the perception is the DPOs are not from Southeast. Many of the officers are not from Southeast. They are not necessarily well-versed in the local context. And so they're not performing the role of community security in a way that they or other communities would expect. So that's a security issue, yes, but it's also perceived through a political lens. And it's the same with federal appointments and involvement in governance. So these are development, these are policy, these are economic issues, but they're seen through a broader political lens that they're not being kind of fairly adjudicated. And I think that's really important to underscore. So amnesty as part of a package may be a solution, but the underlying grievances have to be addressed with an understanding of the political perception, how the infrastructure problems, how the economic problems, how the security issues are perceived politically, and what it means to have a more representative involvement in those efforts from a Southeast perspective. Yes, it has to be a multi-stakeholder approach. The sensitive issues have to be addressed, and there needs to be involvement of the key stakeholders as this initiative is doing. That being said, in contexts like this, you might not move everybody over. You might not convince everybody. But where you make a serious effort and where you provide legitimate avenues, you will see a significant reduction in popular grievance that draws down support for extremism and makes it very difficult to operate. So A multi-stakeholder approach doesn't immediately solve all the problems, but it changes the trajectory, and it moves a lot of the public into using or trying to use the legitimate mechanisms again, as opposed to staying on the sidelines or even supporting extremist activity. So it's where you need to start, and it's the direction.
His name is Santiago.
Now, we are bringing this news. You listen to it yourself. And as you listen to it yourself, you will understand the reason Mazen Nnamdi Kanu says that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu says, I will destroy Nigeria with the truth. Has he destroyed Nigeria with the truth, or is he waiting, or is there some people that is still waiting to hear any other way to destroy Nigeria? I will destroy Nigeria with the truth. Now, as I promise that I will bring out what the lobbyists are doing, I will destroy Nigeria with the truth. Look at it. Now, look at it here. The amount of diplomatic violence I have inflicted on Nigeria is unbelievable. I will destroy Nigeria with the truth. The walls will close in on them very, very soon. I will destroy Nigeria with the truth. I have destroyed Nigerian government image completely in Washington, D.C. by exposing the truth. Is there anything else someone want to hear? Is there any other thing you want to hear? If you want to know this, this is honest simple and short. And who is in charge? Who is in charge? Here you will understand what it means of being in charge of what you are doing, and who knows what he is doing, who knows the game he is playing. Then PM says, I will cut the leg of Nigeria, I will cut the hand of Nigeria, I will remove them from West, at the end, Ebefonu. Then he turned back and said, they asked him, do you sleep? He said, no. He is not even thinking of sleeping because now look at it here now. Who is in charge? If PM ya no na Finland or na Biafra mezuo, then the court have registered it. You know, Imo State registered their own, Anambra State registered their own, Ebonyi registered their own. Every place that is being mentioned, Biafra is under lock and key. No judge can come out. That is how you have to know who is in charge. Because when you are overpower the military of Nigeria and you overpower their justice system, then you will be able to understand exactly why they asked PM, you said that you are going to declare something. You say you are going to declare something. What are you declaring? Now we come here now. Please keep yourself very, very cool. Keep yourself very, very cool. And accumulate this gospel. This is Biafran gospel from 555 Vision. We have no other gospel. You know that the PM declared that the spit of Jesus and the sweat of Jesus, he is not even equal to the spit and the sweat of Jesus Christ. Yahweh Yeshua and Yeshua HaMashiach. But udeya nede nambanine. Now we continue now. We continue. Go on.
And we wouldn't want that particular anarchy to continue. The Nigerian side is even more dangerous than any other part of the world. There is nothing you can't see in Nigeria. Having said that, we have decided that for the past 50 years, since after Nigeria massacred our children, up to 3 million of them, there has not been any clear pathway to exit Nigeria until now. So we decided to go into more organized liberation movement that will consolidate different mechanisms: political approach, diplomatical approach, and the defense approach, which is the armed struggle approach. We didn't, carry arms in the first place. It has become necessary for us to carry arms. So what we intend to do is that we have been able to lay this particular background and structure. The formation of the Biafra government in exile has given this foundation that is needed, that was lacking for decades. So we have opened several liaison offices across the world, getting ready for the restoration of independence of Biafra after the declaration in December 2nd. So on the 29th of November, from 29th of November to 3rd of December, we are going to have the second convention of the Biafra declaration in Finland. We had the first one in 2023, October, and that where we had some adopted some kind of resolution.
So sorry for cutting it. Sorry for cutting it. This is the secret how PM, Biafran government in exile, defeated these criminal people inside the DOS. Because everything he is doing, he will come openly and tell you this is what he is doing. And he will tell you if he want to do sit at home, he will write. Then Nigerian news will carry. If he want to call court, don't open today, Nigerian news will carry. Mabio will announce it also. They will tell you, we are waiting to know when the Simon Eba, the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, will give sit at home. So that everybody will go and sit down because we are in charge. 4 ways to get Biafra restored. That is what he is explaining. If you call him in the morning, he will explain the same thing. If you call him in the afternoon, he will explain the same thing. If you call him in the evening, he will explain the same thing. Even midnight, you wake him from bed, no matter he doesn't even sleep, then he will still tell you the same thing. You know, that is how you know someone who is working. And that is why international communities is taking advantage. Some people in Nigeria today, they are taking advantage of the power from the government and from the power of the prime minister to speak out. Why some? We saw Emeka Gift, who is tagging Finland president, to calling them to go and attack Finland president. The people that say they are looking for Biafra. So we continue. He is tabling down how Biafra will be restored, and he called Nigerian government, come and listen. And Chris Dike just wrote it here now. There's that Fulanization started with the Shagari administration before Buhari. Since then, when Shagari overthrew Zik, Shagari says this is a super rigging. We have the message here. Super rigging. When Shagari rigged the election between him and the Zik, he said this is super rigging. You can go to court. They told P2B, you go to court. Because court is their own. That is what this white man here is explaining. So we continue with the PM.
We had what we call the Helsinki Declaration, which is the Charter of Biafra. We had alliance, went into official alliance agreement recognition with the Ambazonia, and after that, after the convention, we begin to activate the strategies that we have, which is the political approach. So on the 1st of February 2024, we started the Biafra self-referendum, organized by the Biafra government in the homeland and of course in exile. But one peculiar thing about us is that we have been able to form the Biafra de facto government in the homeland and created the 40 United States of Biafra, what has never been done since after the war. We have also been able to draw the Biafra map, undisputed, with the consent of the entire ethnic nationalities making up the entire Biafra state. So the map is there, the state structure, the government institution, all have been formed in the homeland, and it is the de facto government of Biafra. So we went into this self-referendum. In the first stage, second stage, we recorded about 30 million votes. We started with the electronic voting, and then we'll see how Nigeria was interrupting the voting. We decided to go physical voting by going into state by state, county by county, district by district. In all this, we have unit by unit. So the referendum is being conducted in the first stage of the referendum, the second stage of the referendum, and the third stage of the referendum. And the referendum is going to end on the 28th of November 2024, while the conference will start on the 29th. So we intend to announce the result of the referendum in Finland during the convention. We are also going to pass many resolutions and vote for it. We are expecting a reasonable number of delegates of Biafrans from all over the world to gather in Finland for this convention. And in this Finland, we will, after we have counted the number of the vote, the number of the Biafrans that have given the Biafra government in exile and the homeland the mandate to declare their independence and fight for them. After we have counted this particular voting and the result will be announced. We will not only just announce the result, we will also publish every document that has to do with how the referendum was conducted for the world who care to know, those who care to know and who care to see it. And then after that, if the number of the vote is reasonable enough, the delegates that have come to Finland for this convention will vote for the approval, and on that approval, the declaration for the restoration of independence state of Biafra will follow.
Now, you know, whatever we are doing, we are going step by step. There is an expo Mazen Nandekano reviewed before. He told the Nigerian government, no, and our prime minister captured this thing, and we saw how he captured the system. He says, PM just says here, when all the delegates, which he already consulted Finland government officially, then all access to all United Human Rights treaties all over the world will be there. And he said, every document, when we talk about document, the document that made these people from, let me see the most, at least there are people that says, people are saying they are not Biafra. Okay, for example, the people from Goja, the document they used to sign with the government of Biafra, for example, the people of Ekom, the document they used to sign for Biafra, the people of Calabar, the document they used to sign ally with Biafra, the people of Apapio, Oro, the document they used to sign for Biafra, the people of Adoka, all these people that they say they removed, Ikwere and the Urobo, South Atlantic, AP, the documents that made them Biafra, are you really getting what we are doing in this place? The document that made them to be Biafra will be reviewed and it will be published to the whole world. Come and read and use your eyes to see the people that met up Biafra. And that was why Nigeria is panicking. They are crying. They are sending delegates to go and meet Trump, not to allow Biafra go, not to listen to our PM, someone who has restored Biafra. The card is here. When we started this thing, we told you people that the PM know how to play snooker. He know how to play chess. He know how to play Ludo. He know how to play draft. He is living in a Scandinavia side. The people that play gambling highest, this is Scandinavia. They can put anything. That is why he consulted the Prime Minister of the Finland. He said, man, look at it. I am going to play this card in your country. Allow us to go. We have everything. You understand? We have everything. We want to be free. So, as we are going now back to listen to our PM, we are going to listen to our PM. Mazen Namdekan says, I will destroy Nigeria with the truth. Is he destroying Nigeria with the truth, or is there anything left? If he is destroying Nigeria with the truth, then you should come up and make your highest donation to this government. All must hail Biafra. All must hail the United States of Biafra. Ndibo. God's time is the best. We continue what we are doing because we are not relenting. This is the highest gospel ever. We continue. We must continue. The highest gospel ever.
We are planning to issue this declaration on the 2nd December, which is the fourth day of the conference. After that, when we have done with the Finland Convention, we will now begin to approach Nigeria, which we know it is just going to be for formality. They will never accept anything democratic. They are not democratic in nature. They don't know even what is democracy. They do fraud in election. They kill people to become governors. They kill to become president. So they don't know what is a democracy. So we are now providing solution from what we have learned from the West, that indeed there are ways to conduct election without people getting killed. And you need to see the videos of the referendum voting in Biafra land, where people dress and come without nobody shouting because, of course, of the security situation and threat. We can't nobody making noise. Everybody come, make your vote, write your name, put your name down, because we have the record of everyone that voted. For the 30 million, we have the record, we have their names and everything. So, when this happens, after this declaration, we will approach Nigeria and the request for the approval and recognition of the self-referendum. We will also do the same thing to African Union, to ECOWAS. All these things are just for formality. These are people who they have put in those positions to hijack the system for the interest of the tyrannic system and nomadic system of government. Most of the people you have in the ECOWAS and the AU are all appointed by the Nigeria state, especially.
Did you see the communication? Organization of Imagining African States. Do you see it? This is from Nigerian news. So he is saying now that there will be official communication again after they have been informed. After they have been informed, we are bringing it the way we can. We have a lot of evidences on how Biafra has been restored. Every movement. And he said here, when all this thing is over, then every paper will be pushed inside Wikipedia. You can read it from Google. You can see every movement. You can see anything you need to see concerning the restoration of Biafra. And nobody will stand against it because this is the will of the people. We continue. The will of the people.
Especially those representing them there, the same thing is applicable to Eritrea. So they are loyal to the government that appoints them. And they are there not to defend the interests of the people, but to the interests of the political party and the interests of the president that appoint them and gave them the appointment. That is why Africa is failing today. Because it is all about the interests of those who appointed you, not the interests of the country, not the interests of the citizen, not for the interests of the society. So we know that our communication will not bring anything or any change, but rather we want to do it as a formality. After that, we will continue the delegitimization of Nigeria within Biafra territory. Because the only two things we want to achieve using this process is the legitimization of the Biafra government and the delegitimization of the Nigeria government. And this is going to be the beginning of the delegitimization and the beginning of the legitimization. The legitimization will follow and come in with the pursuit for international recognition, which is going to take time, which is the reason we are here discussing today, which is the reason we are coming to in alliance with Eritrea, which is the reason now the like minds are coming together from abroad, from exile, to begin to bring change in Africa, to begin to push for a different democratic system that will benefit everyone, to bring Western civilization to Africa, where everybody can participate and voted for without getting killed. That's what the President Badran is fighting for. That's what I, Samaneka, is fighting for. And that's what everyone who is supporting this movement is fighting for. So we can have a better society to live without getting killed, without fear of getting kidnapped or abused. So
there are reasons all this communication is coming. Why we are showing you United Nations, international community, human rights organization, the APES, the Helping Hands, the every organization, all of them has been informed. That is why they say, that is why authorities of this place, this world, the people that their job is to investigate every other thing that is happening, they said, you have to keep your eye on Nigeria because Biafra referendum is getting momentum, is gaining mighty momentum. Are you getting it? This now, the human rights organization all over the world is informed until it will be registered. There are a lot of things our people doesn't know. The value of a document, there's value of a certificate, the value of a signature. Until it will go back of the law, they will sign it and give it a code number that covers the protection of our land inside this planet Earth. Our land, our portion inside this planet Earth, there will be a document that everybody must sign in order for us to have our own portion. And this is our portion in this world. Are you getting what we are doing? This is our portion. This Biafra map you are looking at is our portion on this planet Earth, that this place must be protected. This place must be reserved for the Biafran people. Then you begin to sign signatures that covers you. That is why the United Nations and the Finland government and every other person rejected Anthony Blinken when he says that there is no need of separating out of Nigeria. It may cost war. But the war, Nigeria is bringing the war. You understand now? This is Anthony Blinken. When PM reviewed all the secrets on how he removed Nigeria out of out of terrorist index. But today, a Nigerian government terrorists have captured a lot of land in the north. Only this Biafran land, you cannot see terrorists taking over. And why are we doing this thing? What will happen inside Washington that day, inside Finland that day, is for everybody to come and sign his signature. The United Nations, all the powers that control this world, they will sign their signature and they submit it officially on the table of the power of this world, which is United Nations. In Brussels, Belgium is the headquarters of the United Nations. Then they will carry all those libros, all those books, all those signatures, and they dump it there inside Brussels. Then United Nations will sit and then legalize. That is why they told you that when America follows, others then join. When America follow, others join. And how are we going to follow? And how are we going to join? That is the reason Donald Trump, we endorse Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not coming to give us Biafra. No, he is coming to accept the document that will be presented to him that these people have declared their independence. This is the reason, and this is our grievances, why we declare our independence, why we declare our messages. And here, what we are talking is the reason you will then understand this message. PM said the other day, what we are devoting all our time to making sure we educate everybody inside Washington, D.C. And inside this Washington, D.C., these are human beings that has ear. Because all the riches, when you watch this message here now, where this white man here now, he says that inside GDP, that from the land of the Igbo people generates a lot of GDP that govern the whole world. Why can't they be free? Or why can't you give them things that belongs to them? Now, terrorists in Nigeria want to take over the eastern region. After they take over Nigeria, then they can be able to sign ally with Iran and Iraq to destroy America. And that is the message here now. And what do you see inside this place? He says, the amount of diplomatic violence I have influenced on Nigeria is unbelievable. You should understand that when you are reading Bible, you read it left and right. Every day you are reading it until you get the reason why they wrote it. Then they said, the walls will close in on them soon. I have destroyed the Nigerian government image completely in Washington, D.C. by exposing the truth. And what is the truth? They are holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu illegally. Do you understand it now? And we continue with it.
So after that, the delegitimization of Nigeria state will continue as we continue to push with our lobbyists in the Washington, D.C., making sure that America understands the need for Biafra to emerge as an independent state. for their own interest too.
For their
It's
own
not just
interest
about
too.
us. What we are doing now is for the interest of everybody. Nigeria continue to stay as a country is going to be a threat to everyone, every one of us, whether you like it or not. And it is already happening. And I believe that many of them who know about Nigeria knows exactly what I'm talking about. So
Biafrans, I'm sorry I'm cutting this thing now. We already teach Biafrans that a picture speaks more than 1,000 words. If you look into this picture, Guardian Nigeria placed here, you see how the kind of picture they put on Trump. Trump Gianya passport when in Nigeria complete. You understand? Even the Vanguard Nigeria and all this Daily Post, all of them want Nigeria to be destroyed, but they don't want to say it out. You see the picture they put there? A picture speaks more than 1,000 words. Look at Trump there, the way the picture they post there. This is intelligent picture. He is watching them. Oh man, what are you talking about? That is the picture of Trump they put inside that place. They say, don't listen to Simon by endorsement of Biafra. He said, man, what are you talking about? Look at the picture. The picture speaks more than 1,000 words. We will continue.
Biafra becomes alternative to make sure that we have long-term solution to the upsurge of terrorists. And after that, the delegitimization of Nigeria continues. The fight for legitimization of the Biafra government will now take them to the second stage. Like Elias said here, we will continue to create awareness for the people in the United States, those who are in decision-making in the US, and of course in Europe as well and beyond, for them to understand that Biafra is the only alternative that will bring solution, bring peace, so that all this money they keep sending to money to Africa, when Africa is actually richer than them in natural resources, but they are being mismanaged and all that. So you don't need to be sending aid to Africa. We don't need it. We don't need the aid. The aid is actually what is, so making all these people to be what they are today. So we don't need those aids. Rather, we need good governance, good democracy system, a true democracy. We need law and order, where the government will be held responsible when international law, international treaty is breached. Like Nigeria today, they go kidnapping, they go to Kenya to kidnap somebody, kidnap the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, and nobody has sanctioned them. Everybody is fine with it. That is not the kind of society we are fighting for. Nigeria have done this in the 80s. They went to London, to the United Kingdom, to kidnap somebody called Omar Diko. And the United Kingdom jailed every one of them that are involved. Today, look at where they are. They have not jailed anybody for kidnapping their own citizen in Kenya. And not only that, even their own citizen is still languishing in the DSS dungeon in Nigeria. And there is nothing have been done. Money have changed hand. Nigeria have bribed all of them, and nobody can talk. So we are not looking for that kind of system to continue to live in that kind of system. So what we are doing is that after this Finland convention, where a lot of things will be unveiled, in alliances will be signed and all that, we will go into the next stage. As our lobbies are educating the United States policymakers, we will be busy delegitimizing Nigeria within Biafra land until our voice is heard by the highest authority. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prime Minister, Mr. Simon.
Now, you get it. You get the message we are preaching inside this place. We are 555 vision, Biafran gospel, and the Bible. This is our own gospel, and this is our own Bible. This is our history. You watch and that is it. Emeka Ihedioha says, yes, the body language of Trump on that picture speaks a lot. Here, we studied picture, one picture. If you bring out that picture again now, you will see another thing. You know, that is why they say that the Bible is like a forest. Sonny, I greet you so much with your lovely flower every day. Now, we will then continue with our program.
Stocker. He is the former country director of International Republican Institute in Nigeria. He's not Igbo, but he nailed the injustice. He spoke the truth to power, what most people are afraid to say. He shouldn't have been renditioned and detained in the first place, he said. When you talk about the marginalization of the Igbos, some people will shout victim mentality. That's what they use to try to shut you up. Now, a foreigner is exposing what they failed to talk about. Let the world see and tell us if the East, Biafra land, is still part of the contraption called Nigeria. Some of the participants were ashamed and could not even lift their faces in this discussion. They couldn't believe that a foreigner could say such things. I'm Igbo, and proudly Igbo. The night can't stop the sun from rising. Thank you, Mr. Santiago Stocker, the former country director of International Republican Institute in Nigeria, for bringing to light the injustice against Igbo people in the Nigerian project. Stay tuned, and have a blessed day.
That you need.
And what we've seen from 2016 to 2020 is that Donald Trump kept that first in terms of a top priority. So, Minister, if we can have a few words and tell us a little bit about the Biafran Nigerians and some of the challenges you're going through, and it'd be a privilege. And we were speaking before, and you had the Prime Minister on the phone. There's about 3 million Biafran Nigerians in the country. And he was telling me one thing: when President Trump won in 2016 in Nigeria, when they celebrated that our President Trump won, they actually, several people were killed. So that was a lot to take in here.
Now, did you see the reason it is very important that people write comment? The reason people should write comment. The picture of Trump, Emeka says, the picture of Trump, look at the picture of Trump, look at the picture of Trump. Then he says, yes, the body language of Trump on this particular picture speaks volume. That is what Emeka says now. Now, the same Trump, the Nigerian government is telling not to pay attention to the declaration of Biafra, the people that celebrated when he won election, and this particular people that surrounded Trump, send their terrorist people to go and shoot these people. The same people. That is why Trump is looking at them like this. You know, that is why when they are talking this nonsense, see how Trump is looking at them. Do you get the point now? And that is why writing comment, you see the comment, then you go back here now, go back again, you will hear the group of Trump, how they explain.
President Trump won in 2016 in Nigeria. When they celebrated that our President Trump won, they actually, several people were killed. So that was a lot to take in here in Palm Beach, you know, sitting in the lobby and having a great time.
That is compare and the contrast.
That we're trying to get elected.
You think if Trump will help terrorist people?
7,000 miles away.
Simple. So Biafra, go and celebrate. Biafra is here.
So thank you very much, Minister, for being here.
Thank you very much. And thanks for having me. Thank you. Wow. I believe we all know why we are here. It's all about
freedom.
Freedom. Yes. Value. Yes. who you are. And
all right, I'm just coming from the office of the President of Finland, officially submitting the letter of intent ahead of our convention. We move. All right, I'm just coming from the office of the President of Finland, officially submitting the letter of intent ahead of our convention. We move.
We will burn Nigeria down. That is what it requires to protect our people.
Read the news we are bringing
our
along.
land. We will burn them down. Yes. And after that, therefore we come. I want you to understand that if you want peace, you prepare for war. Yes. What I've seen for the past 2 years is nothing to write home about. It's not anywhere in the media. Our people are being butchered, head chopped off by the people who are supposed to be protecting those people. The people they call governors in the southeast part of Biafra has become the tools and the killing machine. We are not going to forgive them.
When it comes to the issue of Biafra, I'm also a United Delta. Government said it here, Tompolo, a brother and a friend that I like very much, is here because during the Avengers time, this Tompolo, I'm reading his words today, went to a meeting and gave them the order that the release of Nnamdi Kanu from detention is the #1 demand of Niger Delta Avengers. #1. How can I forget them? That is why I fight for all of us to be free. I fight and I struggle. Anytime I remember what Niger Delta Avengers did, what our brothers did on the high seas, for me, I say we must go. Let us get Biafra first, then everybody can go their way if you want. I'm telling you the truth. But we must all be free. The #1 demand of Niger Delta Avengers, when a ship was hijacked, everything that they were doing was the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I will never forget. Sometimes I speak in a manner that most of them may misunderstand, but in my heart, every blessed day, I pray for our people from the southern part of Biafra. Let me tell you remind you once again about if you are from these states, you are a Niger Delta. Abia, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Edo, Imo, Ondo, and Rivers, including those in Auchi.
By Abubakar Yunusa, Prime Minister of the Biafra government in exile, Simon Ekpa, has listed 4 steps for the materialization of Biafra independence.
So, Biafrans, as all this thing is going on, this is what DOS is doing. They are tagging the X handle of the Biafran, of the Finland president, sending all their rats to go and they begin to disturb the president of Finland, which you know that the international community have already stand very, very strong for Biafra restoration. Can you tell me that these people ever in the history want Biafra to come? You see them, see the kind of thing they are doing, and if you say otherwise, they will send assassin to go and kill the person. So, and the 4 cardinal points is what we want to read now, and if it goes, then we will call it a day, because we are going now to prepare again for Aludo fundraising this evening. Lovely Biafrans, that is how we are doing it.
Ekpa disclosed this on Tuesday through his official account X. He narrated the step-by-step progress recorded so far towards the achievement of the liberation of Biafra. According to him, The Biafra BRGIE government has achieved the first stage despite the slander campaigns by those who do not want Biafra to succeed. He noted that the second stage of Biafra independence through its declaration and advocacy has been 60% successful. ECPA stressed that the third stage, which is the recognition of Biafra as an independent state, has been 50% done. BRGIE boss ECPA added that the fourth stage, which is to build and reconcile Biafrans, will soon take off. Here are the 4 steps of Simon Ekpa and the government of Biafra to get to Biafra. Step 1. I have accomplished my first mission. It makes the kidnapping and sale of Mazi Namdi counterproductive and useless for both sellers and buyers. Both parties are on the run. Step 2. My second mission is to declare Biafra out of exile and defend it in the homeland. This we have done 60%. Step 3. My third mission is to work for the recognition of Biafra as an independent state. This has also been done 50%. Step 4. My fourth mission is reconstruction, reconciliation and reintegration of lost Biafrans.
This is what he says. And anybody who speaks the truth, you will hear it. You will hear it.
It's fine with it. That is not the kind of society we are fighting for. Nigeria have done this in the 80s. They went to London, to the United Kingdom, to kidnap somebody called Marudiko. And the United Kingdom jailed every one of them that are involved. Today, look at where they are. They have not jailed anybody for kidnapping their own citizen in Kenya. And not only that, even their own citizen is still languishing in the DSS dungeon in Nigeria. And there is nothing have been done. Money have changed hand. Nigeria have bribed all of them and nobody can talk. So we are not looking for that kind of system to continue to live in that kind of system. So what we are doing is that after this Finland convention, where a lot of things will be unveiled, in alliances will be signed and all that, we will go into the next stage. As our lobbies are educating the United States policymakers, we will be busy delegitimizing Nigeria within Biafra land until our voice is heard by the highest authority. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, lovely Biafrans, the reality is what everybody has been educated. Happy Women, I greet you. Happy Women let you people know that the reason Blinken, this is Blinken, the reason he removed Nigeria from nations killing Christians, terrorists killing Christians, is to negotiate with the terrorist Fulani for our gas, for their European Union. That is simple, and that is the reality of the show. So, lovely Biafrans, we will call it a day for now. We will call it a day for now and they do one or two things. We will call it a day for now and do one or two things. I wanted to bring what Happy Women wrote now. I wanted to bring it out so it can be justified. So it can be justified. But I would like to bring it. I don't have more time. So it can be justified. Because when we do something, we justify it. When we do something, we justify it. We are not DOS. Up to today, DOS has not been able to prove, to bring one evidence they have against our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. Up to today, DOS is still underground, searching for reason. So, thank you, lovers of freedom. Happy Women, Sonny. Here we call it a day for now as we return. We love you, lovers of freedom. Please Share the program if you have not shared. Hit the like button if you have not hit it. Send the information to any other person that is not here. They will watch it later. Advise them to join and follow what we are doing, both financial, spiritual, moral support. It is important for the government because your freedom is here. We have already nakeded how Nigeria has been